Okay, welcome everybody. I'm really excited about this team call. Caitlyn Brooks, she's a gold ambassador. Before Plexus, she had a YouTube channel that she actually made a little money off of, and that's how she was supplementing a little household income. I am very proud to call her my friend and my power partner. She holds a special place in my heart. And get your pencils and paper ready and take lots of notes. Caitlyn, it's all yours.
Okay. All right. So this is all from research that I've done. Okay. These are some of the things I'm going to cover tonight. Okay. Make sure you have a pen and paper because it's a lot of information. So we'll try and get in everything that we can. I'll talk about the algorithm, how to time your posts to take advantage of the algorithm, how to get more interaction, features to use to increase interaction, hashtags, all about hashtags, what you need to know, how to gain more prospects, and how to make people come to you instead of you having to reach out to a lot of people, which we still reach out to people, especially when we know they need it, but we want more people coming to us, right? Okay, so this is all off of research that I have done, and it's what is working for me. By no means does it mean that, it's going to work for absolutely everybody all the time. Each of us have a specific set of people in our friends lists and things. And so different things work for different people, but this is just all the research I've been doing. And so feel free to adjust where you see fit in how you post, okay? So who here has heard of the algorithm? Raise your hand. Not a lot of people are doing video. Okay. Who here knows, is pretty familiar with what the algorithm is? Mm-hmm. So kind of shaky. Yeah. Okay. So I had heard of it and I really wasn't quite sure about it. So what the algorithm is exactly is it's actually a good thing. And I know as network marketers, we can kind of be like, oh, the algorithm or whatever. We get kind of afraid of it. But it's actually a really, really good thing. So if you think about your Facebook friends list or how many people you have on your friends list, I know when I started, I only had 300 people. I've worked myself up to having about 1,300 right now. And if I saw every single post that each of those people was posting, every single time they posted it, it would just be like nonstop, right? I would just see all of this stuff. So what the algorithm does is it helps to take it's like this big computer system that Facebook has developed that when people interact or what people are looking at, the algorithm then puts that into its own little system and it tries to give you what you want to see. Okay, so if you keep liking, your best friend's posts, your mom's post, your dad's post, and then, this chick you knew from high school, you keep liking their posts and commenting on them, those are the ones that keep popping up in your news feed. Because Facebook says, oh, she wants to hear from this person. Same with like Messenger. So if you message somebody and then like you guys are messaging back and forth, all of a sudden you'll start to see their posts more often in your newsfeed because Facebook is like, oh, these people are communicating. They'll probably want to know what's going on in each other's lives. So it's a really good thing and it's a blessing. But we just, as network marketers, we have to know how to use that to our advantage so that the people who we want to see our posts will be seeing them. So especially our prospects, people that we know are interested in Plexus, people that we know need Plexus, or just that dream teamer that we love, right? We know that she would rock this business. And we all pretty much would like for everyone to see our posts. So it is a good thing, and I have pages and pages of notes here that I'm going to be looking at throughout this. So timing with the algorithm, how it used to be, and some of you guys have been here for a few years. And so how it used to be, we used to hear, I know even when I started a little over a year and a half ago, post 3 times a day, 3 to 4 times a day. Some people would even say, and I'd never listened to this, but I heard even some people like post 3 times about your personal life and 3 times about Plexus. Like that is overload, right? Okay, that's a lot. But so it's even changed from that now. So when we used to say post 3 to 4 times a day, now you should only post about 1 to 2 times a day. Now, the reason for this is because every single time you post into the algorithm, or every time you post onto like Facebook, into your news feed, what it does is let's say you posted at like, 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. Okay. And then you post at 3 p.m. Then all of a sudden your old post at 2 p.m., your Facebook is thinking, I need to promote this new post that she just did. So that's what's kind of going on. So if you start posting too much, you're kind of competing with yourself and you're knocking your posts out of the newsfeed. So you really want to space them out properly and good. General times that are good to post on Facebook would be like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The times when people are taking a break to look at their phone, whatever. So those are like the general times, 7 to 9 p.m., 7 to 9 a.m., and, somewhere between 12 and 3. Those are the good time frames. I would suggest seriously just posting 1 to 2 times a day, sometimes 3 maybe, okay? But if you're posting more than that, you're really doing yourself a disservice, and your posts are not going to be up into the newsfeed very much, okay? So what you want to do is you want to let your post ride, especially if it's a really, really good post. So let's say you make this post and it's getting like tons of interaction, even if it's not Plexus related. Let's say it's, you do one of the comparison pictures, like, before I left for Leaders Retreat, I did several of these just to gain a lot of interaction because I knew that they would get a lot of interaction. So I took 2 different outfits and I said, hey, which outfit should I wear to this event, A or B? And all these people commented, like seriously, like 183 comments or something ridiculous. And so, to all of those, to as many as I could, I was liking them, responding to as many as I could, but it did get kind of out of control. So I knew that they were going to get a lot of interaction. So I just let those ride because I'm like, hey, it's drawing tons of people in. It keeps getting bumped high. Every single time someone comments on it, it's getting bumped higher in the newsfeed. It's getting people to interact on my posts who haven't interacted on my posts like maybe even ever, okay? So all of a sudden, their Facebook algorithm for them is going to tell them, is thinking, oh, they like what Caitlyn Brooks is posting, they'll want to see more of it, okay? So it kept doing that for more and more people. So I was letting that one ride, okay? If I felt the need to post anything else, I posted it up in my story, which I will touch on that here in a little bit. So yeah, we want to get it to ride and we want to get it high up in the newsfeed. So how do we get a post to ride, right? How do we get a post to really get up there, especially one that we're talking about something related to Plexus, something related to our journey? So you make sure you want to grab a pen for this. So this is all about interaction, okay? Facebook is all about interaction now. Now, with the algorithm, they have certain things that are weighted in this algorithm, okay? 17% of the algorithm weight is interaction. It's based solely on interaction, okay? So you have got to try and get more interaction on your posts. You have got to interact back with people. You have to interact on their posts. So it's all interaction with each other. Now, so a way to do that, how do you do that? Before you make a post, like 10 minutes before you make a post, you want to start interacting on other people's posts. And you don't just want to like a post and move on. Like if you're scrolling through Facebook and you just like a post, and you're just scrolling through, it's not going to count for anything. It's actually going to start counting against you because Facebook is going to think you're a spammer. Facebook is all about building relationships and people interacting with each other. It's called social media. They want you to be social, okay? So they don't want you to just spam people, right? They want to build real relationships. That's why they've created groups. That's why they've created events. That's why they've created all kinds of things. That's why now Facebook tells me, hey, your birthday's coming up. Do you want to create an event? Or, hey, Amy's birthday's coming up. Do you want to create an event? Because they want to be the central part of everyone starting to create events and doing parties and everything to just be focused or like drawing people together, right? So that's what Facebook is wanting to do and is doing. And so Facebook knows how long we actually look at a post. So when we're scrolling and we just like it and we move on and we didn't actually read it, it knows that. Let's say we see a post and now if something's like more than a few sentences long, you'll see that it says that see more button. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. About the see more button? Okay, so if you see a post and you like it and you comment on it and it has that see more button and you didn't push it, that didn't count for you. That did you no good, no benefit. They're not gonna see you anymore in their algorithm, and Facebook is starting to mark you as a spammer a little bit. So it's actually gonna be like marks against you, okay? So if you're going to take the time to comment on a post and if you like it, you need to take the time to actually read it, okay? So, and I know you're all thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to take so much time, which it does, but we are here to actually build. They will feel more comfortable to come to you and actually ask you about Plexus and try and join you. So let me see. Yeah, social media is all about relationships, true interaction. This is what relationship marketing is about. You've heard some people say we're doing network marketing, we're also doing attraction marketing, and we're doing relationship marketing, and that really is what's going on here. Since I've made this kind of switch to doing more interaction with people and really kind of thought about it in intentional interactions, my business has been increasing. I just had a girl join me who I hadn't talked to in a while. I had been talking to her for a year about Plexus, but we kind of dropped off a little bit, and I just went and interacted on one of her posts the other day, and she immediately messaged me asking me about a probiotic, and then ended up joining like just the other day. And it was just crazy, and it just was an eye-opener for me. Like, this truly is all about interaction and relationship building. You have to show people that you actually genuinely care about their life. And when you do that, first of all, you're enhancing your own life and your relationships with people, because it shouldn't be all about this business and all of that. There's so much more to what we're doing here than just earning money or growing a team or whatever. Like, we are changing lives, and we're enhancing our own lives and other people's by enriching it, by growing more friendships. I've gained so many friendships at the grocery store, and I've gained teammates from that. But I've gained some friendships that haven't turned into teammates yet, and that's perfectly fine if they never do. Okay, so here's an easy way to interact with your prospects and your ideal people. Okay, I know that I have gotten lost in the past. Like, I would add new friends or whatever, because every time I go to the store, every time I'm anywhere in public, I make sure that I'm adding a new friend on Facebook, talking to somebody at the store, bringing up something, and then I'll say, hey, are you on Facebook? Yes. Okay, do you mind if I add you? I'm looking to make more friends in the area. I'm kind of new. And they're like, yeah, totally. And then we join as friends, and then all of a sudden I just kind of forget about them. They kind of drop off. So what I've found that is super helpful is called friends lists. So when I add somebody as a friend on Facebook, I'll then screenshot their picture or their name, so that way I don't forget about them later in the night, or maybe 2 or 3 days later I'll actually do this. Sit down at my computer and you can edit your friends lists. So if you need to know about that, you can just find it in like your newsfeed area you can't do it on mobile, but you can do it on your computer. And then you can create a list and you can add people to it. So some of the lists that I have new friends, I have people interested in Plexus, customers, level 1s, levels 2 through 4. So that way I can make sure I'm staying up with my customers, I'm staying up with my new friends, the new people that I've just met, and the people that are interested in Plexus, and levels 1s and levels 2 through 4. So I know that, like, let's say I haven't kept up with my level 1s recently. I want to make sure that I see their posts and I'm interacting with them or whatever. So I know that I'm helping to boost their posts. I'm helping to, get them going with Plexus, right? So I do the same thing with like new friends, and that's so helpful because you're actually going to see their posts. You're going to be interacting with them. They're going to say, oh, I met this girl and she seems to really care. Like, she's so cool, and we're actually interacting and everything. So that's really, you can see the feed, the news feed, the friends feeds on mobile. Like, you can go and you can click down to feeds and you can see them. But so far from what I've seen, I can't edit. I can't add a new friend onto the friends list, but I can edit them on my computer. So let's see. So that's what I do. So before I make my post, I'll hit up some of those friends lists before I make my post, especially if it's something where I allude to plexus in it, then I'll do that. So here's what I do. I will there's two ways I go about it. Sometimes I'll pull up a note and I'll type out the post that I want to do and I'll save it to my notes. Then I'll go in and I'll interact for like 10 minutes. And then I will take my post from my notes and I'll copy it and then paste it and then put up an original picture. You always want to put up a picture with your post as much as you can. It increases your clickability by a lot. I don't know the percentage for that. I think it's like 60%, something around there. If you put a picture up with your text, people are going to be more likely to see it, especially if it's original. If it's not original, you're doing yourself a disservice again, because Facebook knows when you copy and paste something from somewhere. There's something called cookies, which I never knew what they were until recently, which is tracking stuff. And so when you copy something from the internet, all of the tracking from that, anywhere that it's like whoever originally in your post, that tracking follows it. So Facebook knows that that's not an original picture that you're uploading. Same with text. If you copy and paste text, that will be the same. So another way that I go about it instead of doing notes is I will type up something in my newsfeed and then I will click cancel. Like before I post it, I'll click cancel and then it pops up. It says discard post or save as draft, and I'll push save as draft. And then I go into my newsfeed and then I just start interacting a bunch as much as I can. I'm not perfect at this by any means. Sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I only interact for 1 minute. Sometimes I don't because I'm rushed or I forget because I'm still new and I'm still learning this. But you will see, and I've seen from experience, the times when I take the time to really interact before I'm making a post, my interaction is like way, 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 way higher. So many more people are interacting versus times when I don't interact at all. I don't do any of these things before I post. I'm having crickets. Okay. So there really is a huge difference. Okay. So I hit up those lists before posting and then interact for like 10 minutes, 1 to 10 minutes, and then I'll make my post. Okay. After you make the post, the work is not done. Okay, you're not done yet. Because when you make a post on Facebook, Facebook also tracks how much interaction happens how quickly. So if you make a post and tons of interaction is happening within the first 10 minutes, there's like weights in the first 10 minutes of you posting, it's kind of weighted. And so if you get a lot of interaction in that first 10 minutes, boom, you're higher up in the newsfeed. So it's going to say, oh, this is really interesting. People are really interested in this. Something cool happened here because all this interaction is happening. Let's put this higher up in the newsfeed because more people will want to see it. So what you want to do is you want to aim to get 20 comments within the first 10 minutes. So every single time that somebody comments on your post, you need to be liking or loving the comment. I like to love or haha or whatever is appropriate instead of just like, because it takes more time to do that, and Facebook will reward you for that because you're actually taking the time to truly interact with this person. The like button is right there, but to get the other ones, you have to hover it over it for just a second. So those are like worth more weight than just the like. Then I will comment back. If you comment back, try and get a question going. Try and get them to interact again and ask you a question. Okay, you want to get as many comments back and forth as you can. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Caitlyn, I try to prompt more.
Does it make a difference if you comment on the reply? Because I've heard both, that like if you have people that are commenting, if you hit reply, it's not going to count as much as if you comment.
I think that is how it used to be, but I think that it has changed since then.
Okay.
Because they added that feature for a reason, because they wanted people to be able to have their own separate conversations and things like that. The reply button still helps you. It's still just as good I think even better, because you're getting these conversations and you're using a feature that Facebook has put out. Facebook puts out these features. They spend lots of money to create these features, and they reward people who use them. So they're going to reward you for using GIFs. They're going to reward you for using emojis, the emojicons on live videos. They're going to reward you for using Facebook Live and My Story. All of those things, Facebook has spent, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, if not billions of dollars to create these different features, and they want you to use them, and they're going to reward the people that are, because the people that are going to be drawing more other people to use them as well. And so, yeah, that's how it kind of works.
There's a couple of questions I thought before you move on, before they get off. Larissa wants to know, do you move them from a new list to an interest list when they ask about Plexus?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
When they start to show interest, I move them over to, I have one that says Peeps interested in Plexus. So I just move them over to that list.
All right. And then Ashley Brayfield says, do forwarded Instagram posts count in the 1 to 2 posts per day? And do you delete posts that have crickets?
Okay. Sometimes I do delete posts that have crickets, because I can obviously see nobody has seen it. And then sometimes I've even done the exact same post after doing it correctly, and it's, night and day. All of a sudden, tons of people are posting. So sometimes I will do that, but it's just bad. I mean, this information now, so put it into action. But I mean, I still make the mistake too. I still get lazy, or I'm still busy with the kids and trying to get a post up or whatever, and don't do my due diligence in using this information. And so, yeah. But forwarded Instagram posts, that's another, it's not original to Facebook. So they're not going to put that as high up as if you were to actually go into your Facebook account and do it. So you could save. How I would do it personally is, and I used to, when I was starting to get into Instagram, I thought I airplaned this. I did. That's so weird. Okay. How I used to do it was, when I first found about Instagram, I would totally do the sharing from Instagram thing just to make it easier for myself. But then I was also posting like 3 to 5 times a day, because that was the information that I knew at the time. But now I know better. And I also know that Facebook wants you to do things from Facebook. They want you to come into Facebook and do things original into Facebook. So you can copy and paste that probably. I think that would be better, to copy and paste it from your own Instagram account, and, save your picture to your phone that you created in Instagram and uploading it directly in Facebook. And that way you're going into Facebook before you actually post it, and interacting in your prospects and your newsfeed and all of that to try and get that up, instead of just, because it's a lazy way to do it. It's easy and it's nice, and that we love it because it's quick and we're busy moms or whatever, but it's not what Facebook wants the most from you.
Okay. And Sonic had the question, and I actually was thinking the same question, because we're on the West Coast. Does time zones matter? I mean, shouldn't you focus the time zones you're posting on the audience that you want to, interact with?
Yeah, I'd say most of your posts are going to be towards people who are in your area. I mean, I know most of my people are on Eastern time zone. Most of your people, Amy, are probably on Pacific time zone. So, I would just say do it to your time zone in general. A safer one would be around lunchtime then, instead of breakfast time, at least for me, because then I know that all of the, Mountain and Central and Pacific time zone people are awake, versus if I make one at 8:30 a.m. here, it's 5:30 a.m. in Amy's world. So, and the word crickets means just like nobody is listening. So like it's really quiet and you can hear the crickets, kind of a thing, so.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep going. Let's see, friends list. Okay, so 20 comments in the first 10 minutes. That's kind of like the 10-10 rule. We think about you want to spend 10 minutes before you make the post and 10 minutes after you make the post in engagement. Before, you would be engaging in other people's news feed stuff, and then on the 10 minutes after, you're trying to boost engagement in your own post. So let's see. Okay, if you use emojis, if you just use a few emojis in your text of your post, that's going to increase the clicks and the reading and the interaction and everything up to 60% on your post.
Wow.
People, yes. We have a short attention span, and we like picture books and we like stories. And so we don't really like to read that much, but if there's some little pictures in there that kind of can keep us entertained while we're reading, we're going to do it. Okay. So I know that the emojis draw me in, at least. Okay. And then the My Story feature. This one is huge. Okay. Who knows what the My Story feature is? We don't have a whole lot of people on. Okay. So none of you like us are on camera, but, so if you look on the top of like your Facebook, especially if you're on mobile, you'll see the My Stories there, and you can like click on people's stories, and it just plays like these pictures that they created, and it kind of gives the story of their day. The My Story stuff is only up for 24 hours. It's like Snapchat. Facebook actually Mark Zuckerberg actually wanted to buy Snapchat from the creator of Snapchat, and he offered him like, I think like $2 billion or something ridiculous for it. And he said no. And so, but Facebook knows they're kind of losing their younger audiences to these faster type things like Snapchat. And so he wanted to create something similar to try and draw the younger generations in. So that's kind of what that is. He spent like several $billion to create this feature. And so he's going to reward you if you use it. Okay. So the posts are only up for 24 hours. They will boost your posts up to like 4 to 8%, somewhere in there, if you use it. So before I make a post, I will add a picture or two to the My Story feature. And then that, I know that like my next posts are going to be boosted a little bit just because I used My Story. Now, less people are using My Story, and so you'll get to see the people that are kind of digging in deeper with your story. So you kind of see, and you can see which people saw your My Story that day. Like today, I could see that 16 people watched it, and I could see who was watching what posts, and so I know, who's looking to see more of what I've got, what's going on in my life. So I know maybe they're interested in Plexus too. That is a great place to post about Plexus, because it's not, Plexus has all these blocked words and stuff, and I'll go into that in a minute. Or not Plexus, Facebook has these blocked words. But the My Story doesn't really, because you can like type something in and put it on your picture, and it's going to play everything for whoever clicks on it, no matter what, whether it talks about a product or anything like that. Where if you talk about too much about a product or something that seems spammy to Facebook on your newsfeed, it's on your like regular wall, it's not going to be posted onto the newsfeed. So that's the good thing about My Story. So like today I took a picture of my pink drink in a cup, and I was like, something about my Wonder Woman juice or something.
So that's totally separate from your timeline.
It's totally separate from your timeline. It doesn't show up on your timeline, but it boosts your posts on your timeline. And you're seeing who else is interested and all of that. So it's pretty cool. I didn't like it at first, but now I do. So.
And you you put to your My Story, I see every day. You put one post to your story.
And I didn't even know what it was. Like, I'm not even kidding. I didn't even know what it was like a month and a half ago. It was like, what is this? I don't know. So I've learned a lot in the last little bit. So you can post up to like 100. I mean, you can post as many times as you want in a day. All it's going to do is keep boosting up your later things. So, I mean, I would aim to post like 3 to 10 times a day even. It doesn't matter. It's only going to stay up for 24 hours. So whatever you post, it'll be gone within 24 hours. So you just want to kind of keep it up. What you're eating for breakfast, what you're eating for lunch, stupid thing your kid did, or, whatever. And then like why you love block, or show the multivitamin and your kid taking it, like the X Factor Kids. And you can add text. You can say this multivitamin is keeping my kid healthy through the winter, and just all that. And so people are going to actually see that, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's a great place to post about products.
And it's just pictures, no videos on my story, right?
No, you can actually do videos.
Okay.
They have filters too, just like Snapchat does. They're not as good as quality as Snapchat, but they're still fun to do. So you can do those. And yeah, you can do video, or you can do pictures. Okay. So let's talk about what to post. Okay. So I've told you like how to boost them and all of that, but what should you be posting so that it does get a lot of interaction? You are not going to like this, and heck, I don't even like it. Okay. I do not like that this is truth, but it is. You have to stop saying plexus.
Yes.
Why? I love plexus. I want to talk about it all the time. But we are so big, and we are such a big company now that we are now a blocked word. So pat on the back for us for getting so big that we're noticed. But at the same time, we can't be saying plexus anymore, because Facebook has a list of blocked words. So it will, I kind of referred to earlier as you don't want to be labeled as a spammer with how you're interacting, by just kind of interacting really quickly and not reading people's posts. What is a spammer? What does that mean? How does Facebook determine who's a spammer and who isn't? Okay. Who pays to be on Facebook? Do you pay to go onto Facebook and be there? No, I don't pay. I'm pretty sure you don't pay to be on Facebook. But Facebook is a multi-billion dollar company, right? How do they make their money? They make their money on advertisements. Who is doing advertising? Businesses, all of that. Network marketers, we are earning money on Facebook without paying for advertising, okay? Facebook is a business. They're smart. They're not going to let us just free for all take customers from using their media, their social media outlet without having to pay, right? So they're going to block some of the words that we typically use, so that if we wanted to try and earn money, we're going to have to do it like everyone else is. Okay. So we just have to learn to work around that. Okay. You don't have to start, putting out ads. You don't have to get a business page and put out ads. We just have to learn how to work around it. So you have to stop saying plexus. Not only do you not want to be labeled a spammer for that reason, but there's a logical reason for it too. I know I did this. Who else, when you first heard about plexus, went to Google and looked it up yourself? I did. I don't know if anyone else did. Yeah, I did. And I saw all the negative stuff. I went to the negative blogs that we all know about, and I saw what this crazy person was saying. And I was like, oh gosh, that's that's not good. But being a social media person, and I have a blog myself and I have a YouTube channel, I know that people earn money off of advertisements. And I was like, okay, this blogger is earning tons of money, because it was like the first thing that popped up when you search plexus. This person is earning tons of money by writing a negative thing about a company. I can find a negative thing about literally anything. People will write negative stuff about drinking water. I mean, seriously, you will get a negative review about anything. So I was like, okay, I used my own logic and said, I'm going to look past that, because I know people can earn money from putting out bad information, bad news. So I'm going to just give this stuff a try. But not everyone thinks that way. Not everyone will go that route, and they'll just see that and be like, okay, I'm not going to touch that. So we don't want people to go to Google. We want people to come to us. This is why you don't want to have your website listed. I took, after like a week of having my website up, I took it down because I'm like, I don't want my website available because I don't want people to click to my website, go see the prices, and they don't know which products they need or don't need for their issues. They're going to see the prices and run away without ever talking to me. I don't ever know that they're interested in Plexus because they just clicked to my website, saw the prices, and ran away. I want people to come to me, ask me about it, so that way I can say, oh, I'd love to tell you. Can you tell me what your health goals and issues are so I know what products would be best for you? And then we get that conversation going. So that's the same thing with even saying Plexus now. Not only is it a blocked word, but you don't want people to go to Google. You want people to come to you to find the information that they want. You want to build curiosity. You want to keep people curious so they have to ask you what you're doing in order to find the information that they want. And that's where you want them, because you want to tailor to them. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so other blocked words are anything that sounds salesy. I struggle with this, guys. This is hard. I'm in the middle of making this transition. So I'm learning, but I still make the mistakes. I'll put a post up. I would edit it like 4 times, edited out all the plexuses. And then once I hit post, I reread it and there's one plexus still in there. I'm like, no. Okay. Or I put in company or deal or coupon. All of those are kind of blocked words. Okay. So you don't want to say sale, coupon, deal, customer, ambassador, company. We're going to do it every once in a while. I get it. It's going to happen. We're going to let one slip. It's hard to kind of work around all those words, but just be mindful of them. I just want you to at least know this information so that you can do with it what you want. Okay. Again, boosting your interacting on people's posts is what's going to help you the most. That's the heaviest weight. But try not to use blocked words or else it's not really going to go up very high anyways. Okay.
Can you repeat those blocked words again?
I do not have a list of all of them.
Or just the examples that you just said.
This is just a few that I thought of the top of my head. Sale, coupon, deal, customer, ambassador, company, Plexus. Yeah, I would stay away from using those words. Hard. It's hard. It is hard. It's very hard.
Very hard.
But okay, so here's what we do. Okay, what we need to do and what we need to focus on is bringing value to people. Okay, this is going to tie in with building your brand, who you are as a person, what you're passionate about. You have to bring value to the people who are watching you on Facebook. And when you do that, they're going to want to keep coming back because they're getting something from it. They're learning something. They're, watching you make some kind of new recipe or, whatever it is. And here's another thing. I didn't even write this down, but you are an expert at something. Everybody is an expert at something. This is from a book I've recently learned, is that all of us are an expert, meaning that we know a little bit more than the average person about something. All you have to do is know a little bit more than other people on a subject, and they will think of you as an expert at it, okay? So whatever things that you are interested in, you're passionate about, maybe it's pet care, maybe it's how to take care of, a cat or something, or maybe it's really awesome gluten-free recipes for the holidays. You could totally share one of your awesome recipes on a Facebook Live, and you'll get a lot of people watching that. And you might even get people sharing it and drawing other people in that you didn't know before you put that video out, okay? And it doesn't have to be video, but Facebook Live is super beneficial because, again, it's a new feature that Facebook has added, so they will reward people who are using it. And honestly, here in about the next 3 years or so, it's projected that about 90% of social media is going to be videos. Okay. So you want to get ahead of the game now and start doing videos now, start drawing in people now. Because younger and younger generations, we have shorter and shorter attention spans. And so, videos are what draw people in.
So Rachel asks, we're only posting 1 to 2 times a day. Should we post daily about Plexus? But we can't say Plexus. We have to we gotta be tricky and use your imagination. It seems she says, it seems like our brand might get lost, or who we are will get lost if if I'm worried about over posting?
Yeah, I would say a lot of the things that you're already posting, you can easily switch to your My Story. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is what I was going to get into next, is what you want to do is you want to make a quality post. You want to make at least one really, really quality post a day that brings value to the people. Whether it's a story, it could just be a story about your life, something funny that happened, and then you work in your Plexus journey into that. So what you could do is you could say, like for me, for instance, just off the top of my head, I could say, this time of year used to be really, really rough with the holidays approaching. You know, life used to be so kind of scary this time of year. I was wondering, how would we be able to afford a Christmas tree? How would we be able to afford, the presents that the kids want? I don't know who else here can relate to that. I don't know who else can relate to that, but I know that that's been my life for so many years. And for the first time this year, I'm actually really looking forward to Christmas because I'm able to make a little bit of extra money from home while helping people at the same time. How cool is that? And that could be it, or you could go into a little bit more depth of that. But you're not saying plexus because you don't want it, it's a blocked word, and you're also piquing curiosity. They're saying, hey, how is she earning money from home? I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm worried about how I'm going to pay for these Christmas presents. You want them to be able to relate to your story. There's a quote up on my wall right now. And it was from, I think, one of the Dale Carnegie books. It says, to influence others to act, you must first connect to a core desire within them. So if you want to influence people, which we want to influence them to want plexus, right? Because we know that it will help them with their health issues or their financial issues or both, that we need to connect to a core desire in them. We need to draw them in with our story, have them be able to connect to that and see a similarity. And maybe it's not our story. Maybe we can say the story of our best friend or whatever. And they'll connect to that, and that will draw them in closer. And then at the same time, you're building relationships with them. You're actually showing them that you care about them and their life, and you think that their kids are adorable, and oh my gosh, that post was so funny. And so they've on from home because we really need some extra money. Okay, so that is how you want to do it. So that was actually my next point, was you want to make a quality post. You want to bring value and sneak plexus, or sneak, really when I say plexus, I mean about your journey or what plexus does or what it's capable of doing, without just saying the company name. And I know that this is hard, and I know it's a big switch, but you will reap the benefits of this, I promise you. And I'm making the switch right now, and it's still hard. I try. What you want to do, you want to take the time to make a quality post. If you just take 10 seconds to make a really short 10-second post, who are you attracting? You're attracting a 10-second attention span person. But if you take the time, maybe 10 minutes, to write up a really good quality post, it might be a few paragraphs. You actually take the time to put a few emojis in there. You take a good selfie, you edit it to make sure the lighting is good or it's funny or whatever, and you took the time to make one good quality post instead of 5 crappy 10-second posts. You made a 10-minute post. You're going to be attracting a 10-minute person. You're going to be attracting somebody who actually is taking the time to read your story, who's drawn in. And what does that show you about somebody? It shows you that they might actually give the products a shot more than 1 week because they don't have a short attention span. They aren't like, oh, it's not a quick fix, I'm on to the next thing. These are people, you want quality people. You want people who have a longer attention span, people who can relate to you and who are drawn in and will read more than one paragraph, so that you know that they're going to read and watch the videos that you send them, or read about a product or whatever, and actually give it a shot. They'll actually learn about candida overgrowth and go through this process, right? So we want quality people, and when you make quality posts, you're attracting quality people. Okay. You want to use original photos because anything that's not original has cookies on it. I already kind of talked about that. Yep. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about in how to post and how you want to draw people in, how you want to give them value. This is all that attraction marketing type thing. Okay, guys. So when you are giving them value and you are drawing them into your story, and a lot of times the people who are going to be drawn in the most are the people who can relate to you. So I have several people who are kind of natural minded in my downline. I have several stay-at-home moms. I have people, who are interested in a lot of the same things I am. They've kind of been attracted to me because they have similar interests. A way to find new people if you're struggling is go to Facebook groups. Okay, so any of your interests that you are into. So one of the things that was successful for me recently is I learned about recruiting on Facebook groups from one of the Robinson girls. She's one of the Diamonds, their sisters. She said to edit your page to do something that you're interested in. So I edited mine to be about gardening. I put my background picture as a gardening picture, and I edited my bio to say gardener first. It was gardener, homesteader, mom of three, and then, whatever. And then I went into gardening groups. I joined a few, and then I found one where I would post in it a few times. And when people would comment on my post, I would interact with them. And I would say, I'd ask them a question back or whatever. I'd click on their page. If it seemed like somebody who I could totally see myself being friends with, or I thought they were interesting, or maybe they could use Plexus, whatever route, I would friend them and then message them and be like, hey, thanks for, commenting on my post. I really appreciate it. What kind of gardening do you like to do the most? Or, whatever, just to get a conversation going. Well, that was a few months ago. And just this month, two of them I keep up with pretty much, and they comment on my posts, and one of them just ordered triplex last month as a customer. So that was a little victory for me, finding people who are like-minded and similar-minded to me, have similar interests in a Facebook group. They're going to connect with me immediately because I'm interested in similar things that they are, and so they're not going to have as much of a wall up. Their walls are going to be let down. And I'm not talking to them about Plexus. I didn't reach out to her about Plexus. I waited for her to reach out to me. She was interacting on my Plexus posts, things where I would have giveaways or I would talk about it, and she's interacting. Then I started talking about Plexus to her. Okay. So that was pretty cool. And so that's how you can bring more people in. And so using attraction marketing and making good quality posts, bringing value to a thing that you're interested in. And I'm about to start doing this with live videos. So if you want to see the kinds of things that I'm doing and how I'm going to be attracting people to me, you can follow me on Facebook because I'm going to start doing a lot more of this. So that comes into, you want people to come to you. Live videos is going to be an awesome way to do that. Like I said, about 90% of social media here in the next 3 years will be videos, okay? So use those live videos. I know that's so out of the comfort zone for so many people, but you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you don't, you're just going to fall behind, whether it's now or whether it's 3 years from now. I mean, it's just, that's the way that the world is moving. So whatever you can do to maybe watch some YouTube videos on how to get comfortable in front of a camera or whatever, just try to improve yourself in those areas so that you can start to do live videos, okay? That's a huge weight in the algorithm right now, is live videos. Okay. And okay, that's something I'm studying right now, is how to make your live videos the most effective. So if you guys are interested in me doing a training here in about 2 weeks, once I feel like I am versed enough in it, I totally can, okay? But that is something that I'm diving into right now because I want to learn to do it the best that I can. So I'm drawing more people in, getting it shared more, getting more interaction, all of that.
We have a couple of questions, Caitlyn, that I wanted. I'm trying not to get too far behind. Let's see. Kate wants to know, do we know if those blocked words only apply to the text in the post, or are they also monitored on graphics?
I do not think that they are monitored on graphics. Personally, I'm pretty sure they're not. I can try and find out that information for you, but as of right now, I would say no. So making them on graphics is fine, and it would help you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Sonic wants to know, how does personal page posting compare to posting in a page or a group that you have joined? Do these no-go words count there also?
Are you talking about what kind of pages are? Hold on, let me pull up the chat.
Sonic, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and just ask. Might be easier.
I'm thinking like groups. So you've joined all of these groups. Let's say you post something and you're trying for interaction, not necessarily using the word plexus or I have a sale or whatever, but certain words are no-go words, like you said before. So do they apply in those groups, the private groups and pages, as well as our personal posts? Kind of, get what I mean?
Yeah. So as far as groups goes, like I said, I'm learning this still. But I am pretty sure that because a lot of the groups, at least a lot of the groups that I'm interacting a lot in, like my team pages and things like that, there's a much smaller amount of people on there than versus my Facebook page. I know when I post anything in my group, pretty much I can see who sees them. So I see that pretty much all people see my posts. So I would say no, at least in groups, because with Facebook groups, the algorithm, I don't know how much it goes into play in that. Like I said, I've done most of my research on just like regular newsfeed, but the group, Facebook already knows that y'all are interested in the same thing. You know what I mean? Because you're in this group, so you have a similar interest. So I don't think that algorithm goes as much into place there, because what the algorithm is doing on your regular page is it's trying to decipher what post who would want to see based on their interaction with you, whether or not they'd want to see your post, whether or not you'd want to see their post. Or I think like in a group, you just see that so-and-so. I know that I see, like, if my friend, Facebook notifies me if I have a friend in a group and if they posted in that group. So a lot of times if you're friends with somebody and they post in that group, you'll see it, versus if you're not friends with somebody, it won't notify you as readily. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't have more in-depth information on that yet. Sorry. I'm still researching.
Okay. We're good to go. You proceed.
Okay. Okay. So next thing I was just going to talk about, I know I've been talking for quite a while and I didn't know how I can be kind of long-winded, but I was just going to talk about hashtags a little bit. So hashtags, I used to not have any idea what they were, right? I used to be so annoyed with hashtags. I'd be on Facebook, and if somebody put more than one hashtag on something, I would make fun of them. I'd be like, they are not even doing it right. It's just supposed to be like a funny thing. Like, I thought it was just supposed to be like a funny saying to like encompass all of what they just posted. Okay. And so I had no clue. I was like, it should just be one hashtag and that's it. So a lot of Facebook users, because I use mostly Facebook, a lot of Facebook users get pissed off about hashtag usage. Okay. They just don't like it. They're like, it's so dumb, because we're a lot of older people. Okay. Where the younger people, they actually know what the heck a hashtag is. And it's really useful on Instagram. And that's where people use the hashtag the most. So what the hashtag actually what the hashtag actually is it's something that's clickable for you to click on and see everything else that somebody who is posting about that same thing is posting. And Facebook people just don't use hashtags that much. And so it's actually not beneficial for you to use hashtags on Facebook as far as boosting you up in the algorithm. So, and people just don't use it. Instagram, on the other hand, is amazing for hashtags. You can use up to 30 hashtags per post in Instagram. And I don't know, I'm not as versed with Snapchat or anything else. I pretty much just stick with Facebook. That's my realm. That's where I utilize my thing the most. But I also do use Instagram a little bit ever since I watched Bridget Ryan's trainings. If you don't know who Bridget Ryan is, she's a mom of 7. She was a road schooling mom of 7 who went diamond in a year pretty much solely from Instagram. She does a lot of trainings on how she did it, but it's mostly from the use of the hashtag. So what she would do is make a post, and she brands herself as a homeschooling mom. So she would brand herself, and she would use like hashtag homeschool mom, hashtag mom of 7, hashtag mom life, all that kind of stuff. And so hashtag messy hair, don't care, that kind of thing. So she was attracting a lot of stay-at-home moms, a lot of homeschool moms, that kind of a thing. And so that's what the thing is for. So when you're on Instagram and you're just scrolling on Instagram, if you type in a hashtag, if I type in hashtag mom life, I will see every single post that anyone put hashtag mom life. So it's totally cool because I can see other people who are posting about that. If I push hashtag chocolate cake, I'm going to see all these chocolate cakes, right? So you can do it for pretty much anything, and it's really, really cool. So I now love the hashtag on Instagram. I still don't really like it much for Facebook because no one uses it on Facebook. So, so when I'm on Instagram, I know I'll do things. So what you want to do is which words do you hashtag? How do you know what to hashtag? You want to hashtag like popular words or words that people are going to click or that would connect people. So ones that I like to do are hashtag foodie, because I'm a foodie. All of these are hashtag. Think of hashtag before all these. Fit mom, mom life, homeschool, weight loss journey, constipated, hashtag LOL, hashtag live, hashtag go, do, dream, dream big, motivation Monday, feel good Friday, Friday. Anything that's trending, if you hashtag that, your thing is going to come up. Now, I would say the only time I would use a hashtag on Facebook is if something was really, really trending. Like let's say it was election time or something like that. That's pretty much the only time. Or if I feel like making a joke, like using like the hashtag for the reason why I thought hashtags were there for, and that is just kind of encompassing a joke to my all encompassing a joke within my post or whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I have. So if you guys want to see more kinds of things or what to do or how to post or things like that, feel free to follow me on Facebook. I'm going to start doing trainings similar to this, but shorter, more condensed on my YouTube channel, Facebook page, which is the Sustainable Mama, just look me up. It's the Sustainable Mama on Facebook. And I've already done one training like this a few weeks ago, but it was much shorter. It was like three things to do to boost interaction. So you guys got much more in depth today, but I'm going to start doing more stuff on there as I learn more. So you can look out for that. And then some other people that are really good with this to follow on Facebook would be, I like Bridget Ryan, but she uses the hashtag a lot because on Facebook, even though it's not as beneficial on Facebook. I think she just copies and pastes what she does on Instagram onto Facebook a lot. But she's built a huge business pretty much from Instagram. And what she does, guys, she'll get these people on Instagram, then she connects with them on Facebook Messenger. So once she messages back and forth, when people start to follow her on Instagram, she'll send them a personal message, say, hey, thanks for, joining me on this crazy journey, watching my crazy family. I really appreciate it. And then she'll like comment something about that she went and saw on their page. Like, I really love your dog pictures or whatever. He's so cute. What's his name? And she'll kind of get an interaction going that way. And then if they don't message back, then she won't or whatever, like go down the road with them. But then she'll add that she'll say, after a while, she'll say, hey, you want to switch? Do you have Facebook Messenger? I just think that it notifies me better when I get messages. And she'll switch them to that because it's more personal. And you get notified better, I think, on Facebook Messenger. Mm-hmm. And so then she build them up that way. So she's a really good one to watch. Emily Gibson, she's received a lot of the same training that I have on algorithms. So she's a really good one to watch right now. She's posting really well. She's a diamond as well. Brooke Hemingway is really good as well. Her and Emily do a lot of things together. So those are 3 people that I would really recommend watching how they post on Facebook, and then going from there.
Perfect. Should we open it up and see if anybody has any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. If you have a question, unmute yourself and ask away. I think you answered everything pretty good, so.
And did you guys feel like you learned something? I hope you feel like you learned something.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
I learned a lot.
Good.
Who is that?
That's Nicole.
Oh, Nicole.
Oh, okay.
On a little late.
I'll be uploading the recording and me posting it. So,
Yay.
yes, I even learned some. And you know, it's really hard because I've been in it for over 5 years. And back when I first started, I think we were pretty much the first ones that was trying to build a business on Facebook. And so, yeah, it was horrible. We just threw up Plexus all over everybody. And so it's kind of like teaching an old dog new tricks. And so,
yeah, you could.
What's your opinion?
You could have made a post that said Plexus, Plexus, Plexus. I love Plexus, and everyone on your newsfeed would have seen it. It wouldn't have mattered.
So what's your opinion on business pages? Because when I started, we were always recommended to have a business page. Do you think that is unnecessary, or do you think that?
Yeah.
You think it's unnecessary?
I think that as far as Plexus goes, if you're just talking about working a Plexus business and not kind of doing something else alongside with in order to draw into Plexus, that you shouldn't have a business page. Now, I have my business page because I had it long before Plexus. I have like 300 something likes. So there's an audience there that I haven't tapped into much with Plexus, and I'm about to. But of course, I'm not going to say Plexus much. It's going to be more kind of like geared towards earning money at home, and also like I'm going to do some things like losing weight, a simple, sustainable, easy way, just kind of tying into what I'm doing now into the whole sustainable mama thing, which was my YouTube channel, my YouTube URL, and kind of like what I did. So, but as far as Plexus, you just want to attract people to your page. I know some people get nervous about like their kids' pictures and things like that. If you want, you can utilize your friends list to where the only people that would see your posts about your kids are like you could put a friends list of close family and friends, and that would be the only people. Or you could make sure that people are only following you for Plexus, click follow instead of friend. Although that's hard when you're I'm not even at that level yet. I mean, I think a lot of the diamonds are, and people who have quite a large following, they can do that. They can say click follow instead of add. But I don't think that I'm at that point where I really can. So I have to keep adding some friends, especially in groups and stuff. I know like a good piece of advice with adding friends is once you get over probably about 1,500, like the sweet spot is anywhere between like 1,200 to 1,500, 2,000 friends is where you want to kind of stay. Anything more than that, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice as far as your posts and who is seeing it and things like that, because you have so many friends. So it's kind of like you should add 5, delete 5, and you should never add more than 5 people a day. Also, stop messaging, like don't copy and paste message a whole lot of people. It's doing you a disservice for the algorithm because of all these changes, which is hard for us who have learned like launch parties, things like that. That's something I used to do a lot, was launch parties, and I would teach people, to message, their top 50, the same message, but paste their name, but it ends up kind of doing them a disservice. And so it's so hard, guys. And changes are happening all the time, and I will try and keep you guys updated, and I try and be updated on the changes that are being made, but we have to change with it, because if we don't, we're going to be left behind. So
right.
I don't think business pages, I think you want to attract people to yourself, your brand that you're building, because that's what they want. They don't want to be spammy. And if you go to business pages, I have a business page. If I want to get something decently seen, I do pay for advertising.
I do that too.
So that's where you have to actually start paying for stuff. Where on your regular Facebook page, you don't have to pay for anything. All of your people on your friends list, people who are interacting with, will see your posts. But if you're not interacting with them, if people are commenting on your posts and you are not commenting back, that's kind of just rude. Okay. So like, think of like, we're sitting face to face and I'm talking and I'm like, girl, you look so good today. Oh my gosh. And you're just like, not saying it. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, how did you do your hair? Because I love it. It just looks awesome. And they're just sitting there like, not saying anything. That's what's happening essentially on your Facebook page when you are not interacting with people who are interacting on your Facebook page. So when people comment back, like, love, haha, their comment. Let them know that that is saying, I appreciate you, I value your input, and I want to know more about your life. And if you ask them a question about their life, they will love you. That's Dale Carnegie 101. Yeah, how to win friends and influence. Just ask them about them, and they will like you.
Yep.
So,
and lead with a compliment. If you unfriend a person or you delete a friend request, does it automatically make them follow you, or do they have to go in and actually push follow?
No. If you delete somebody, I don't think it automatically makes them to follow you.
Okay.
No. I actually edit my followers because I've seen some pretty sketchy looking people from like Middle Eastern stuff following me, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. You don't. So I'll just block them.
And I do unfollow. I have so many Plexus people that I unfollow. I have been unfollowing all the Plexus people unless I have a good relationship with them. I keep them as friends, but if they're on my team, I keep following them because I want to watch them. But I'm gonna put them in a list. But I just keep unfollowing people because I don't want to delete. I don't want to be rude. That's my whole thing. I feel like
if you're following if you're at a default following, you'll just see them via default. You want to make sure you can click follow, like specifically to follow some of the people that are like high up on your prospect list, but they will know that you're following them. That's why I do like the friends list, because they do not know if you've added them to a list. So I like the prospect list. I like the people interested in Plexus. I like the new friends list. So like right when I add them as a new friend, the second I get a chance to set up my computer, I will edit and add all those new people. And a great way, like I said, to do it is when you meet those new people at your kid's softball game, the grocery store, wherever, you should be making friends everywhere you go. Seriously. You have not come across them for no reason. You are crossing paths for a very reason. Can I give you an example? The person who was doing my driver's test, he's now an ambassador under me. He signed up as an ambassador within like a week of me meeting him. I let my license expire. Okay. I had to get, because I had moved to a new state, I had to get my license. I had to redo my test. Okay. I went in, I was late. I was running late. Some crazy stuff happened. I ran late. He stayed half an hour extra so that I would be able to take the test. So it was just me and him in the room. I had a bag that said, ask me about Plexus. He was like, your bag says, ask me about Plexus. So I'm going to ask you about Plexus. And so I told him about Plexus, and he was interested. And I said, actually, we have a 7-day challenge coming up. And he's like, oh, I'm interested. I was like, hey, are you on Facebook? Can I friend you on Facebook? Yeah, I'm totally on Facebook. Friended him on Facebook. And then he saw my post about the deal that Plexus was doing for free shipping that weekend. So he ordered a 7-day trial with free shipping. He is now he got in the 7-day challenge, joined my team, ended up he lost so much weight really fast. Plexus, because he lost weight so fast, he had a growth in his neck that his fat, because he lost so much fat in his neck, they were able to actually detect this growth, okay, get it removed, and now he ended up finding out he had thyroid cancer because of it. He got his thyroid removed, and now he's in recovery and waiting to take his radioactive pill, and he's been taking Plexus the whole time with approval by his doctors. Do you not think that was ordained by God that I would meet him that day? That I had my license expire and meet that man? Do you not think that you are crossing paths with the people you are crossing paths with for a reason? So do not take for granted any interaction that you have. You are given the gift of spreading Plexus to people, and you need to do it. And you need to put your little all of your insecurities and all your things, brush them aside and start doing some affirmations that I will change thousands of lives, that God is putting people in my path for a reason. They need to know about Plexus, and they need me as a friend. I need them as a friend. And just friend them on Facebook. Unless if you have a bag that says, ask me about Plexus, and they ask you about Plexus, then talk about Plexus. But friend people on Facebook. Don't friend the pervert weirdo dude that's following you around, but you know what I mean. Like, you know who you are crossing paths with for a reason. You know when you get that feeling and you don't follow it, because we've all done it and we have that regret.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
I truly believe
Sorry.
that there's a reason that every path crosses. So, okay, one more. Michaela wants to know, I can never find my followers list. Any tips on finding it? Do people know if you, and do people know?
Yeah,
if
you
have
should just be able to click. You should just be able to click the get notifications one. No one can see like if you've clicked get notifications for that. But following, if you go to look at your page, it'll say on there your friends, and it'll say, you okay? Hang on, my child's choking. Arms up.
It usually says how many followers, and if you click on
Yeah, it
that, then
says
it
your
comes all
followers, and if you click on followers, it should pop up with who's following you.
Yeah, you can, but if your settings, you can set your settings, your privacy settings, to where you don't see that or where that's not shown up on your page. So what you need to do is you need to go into your settings and change that if you want people to see that, or if you want to see that. You can also change it to where you cannot have followers, which you should have it to where you can have followers. Being a social media marketer, that was one of the first things that I changed. Was you're essentially making your profile public, but you can always choose which posts are friends only versus just public, where people who are following you can see.
Can I do a little tidbit here? I also recommend everybody hide your friends list if you have a public page, because this has happened to me, and I know it's happened to April and several others, that we have competing companies that'll go into your friends list and start messaging your friends and friending your friends. So not that you own them, but I think it was Michelle Lands one time, she didn't have her friends list hid, and somebody contacted, I believe it was her aunt, about another product. And so it's just protecting yourself. That's mine.
I literally just did it last night. I was talking to Michelle about that, and I asked her how you did it. So I just did that.
Yeah.
Another question. You know how we're talking about we have all of these Facebook Plexus friends, but we're not trying to attract them. So instead of unfriending them, do we just unfollow them and they stop putting up?
Yes, I'd much rather have people that are not on my downline, if they're in Plexus, just to follow me, than send me a friend.
But like if they already are your friends, so let's say Nicole and I are friends, we're obviously in the same company, but I don't want to see her posts and she doesn't want to see mine. Not
just unfollow.
Just unfollow, you don't unfriend. Is that how it works?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can unfollow. You can unfriend if you wanted to, but I personally think a good amount of your friends you do want to be in your company, and other people would disagree. But I think it's a beneficial thing, because when I post, a lot of them are commenting on it and like saying, oh yeah, it changed my life too, like that kind of thing. And I'm getting that agreement, that third party validation, fourth, fifth, sixth party validation on my post. Now, once we all get up to emerald diamond status, then
harder.
Then that will change a little bit, because we're going to have so many people, and that's when you want to say, please follow instead of add. And then you personally will be adding your own prospects out of groups and things like that. You always need to be adding in new people, but you will be the one doing that. And you'll also have some people doing via attraction marketing, but they'll be seeing your live videos and that kind of a thing. And hopefully, and whenever you see someone really interacting that isn't Plexus, as you start to do more live videos and as you start to do that, you can always friend them now. You can friend request them. You could say, just interact back with them, then friend them, add them to your new friends list, comment on their posts, make them feel loved and liked and appreciated and interesting and all of that. And so, yeah.
Right. Okay, let's wrap it up. Caitlyn,
Okay.
I love you. Thank you so much. You taught us all so much. I look forward to more trainings with you, and I will upload this to YouTube, and then I will post in the proteges so you can share with your team and everything. So everybody have a great night.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.